Hello and welcome to the great show with Tradespotting. Hello traders, we had a fax from Mr. and Mrs. Anonymous on PLBY Group. So we're going to check the chart out here. Actually came in on Freitag, but Tradespotting was logging off. Right, so we had this daily downtrend, pretty brutal there. Pretty brutal. New lows, get the indicators on. Bit of bullish divergence. Undo stress, 3 touches of that. DMI positive flick to the top side. But you've definitely not changed the trend at all on the daily 4-hour time frame. Again with that bullish divergence. Now you've got continuation divergence as well. So add that into the mix. Better be a lot of chocolate in the mix here. So what we're looking for? Well, this fib, that's an old dude. We'll take you out though and use you. Recycle your fibs, everybody. Polar bear's screwed, but you might as well, right? Still a good idea. 236 comes in 186, currently trading at 176. So looking at 10 cents before you hit resistance. You're already at the 50 simple and putting in potential continuation divergence. So if you defeat that, you'll have an early sign that you're going up 10 cents. You break that, the horizontal that you'd next aim to, 382, in at around $2.13, 2 spot 12 perhaps. So 186, 212, they might be the two targets to the top side. Everything breaks bullish. You know, I wouldn't really necessarily take this. Maybe you're looking back up here, in which case it was, this is just a measuring stick. And if you're, pardon me, if I can get my breath back, you'd be looking at a golden pocket retracement on this tiny guy. We get back above 188, 186, same sort of situation. And then you're 886 and the same thing in at around 2 spot 10. So very similar levels. Those would be the two zones, between those two approximate zones where you're aiming for on price action should it break bullish. 200 period moving average daily and 4 hour miles away. So I wouldn't be looking to that. With 1 hour, you've still got to break it. That speaks to that continuation divergence. But if you are breaking the trend, this is the place to do it from. That 200 into the bullish control zone and push up. If you do get another test back down again, I'd look for a reversal, catching a trend line RSI here on the hourly, and hopefully holding center line. I mean, not to say hopefully, but that would give you the positive signal. 30-minute time frame. Momentum still with you. You could just break up. You've already gone through. The 50 simple goes through the 200 and price action holds the 50 simple. I'd expect to see this break up, and that might give you a way to manage that trade as it evolves. Mr. and Mrs. Anonymous. An entry, then a test on 162 on this 236, but that's quite far away. 172 to 382. You've already broken above. That's your post market at 176. Didn't get any trades after that, right? So yes, you're looking at this thing come back down. Don't think you get at 163. If you do, better entry there, lower risk. Well, maybe higher because you've gone through important levels. In fact, you'd be looking for the first one to be a 172 test. Get that, tight stop. Follow it with the 50 simple, perhaps on the 130-minute time frame, even down at the 15-minute. You could see it break out and take that with you. I'd manage that quite closely. Move my stops then when it gets back above 180. Further then when it gets back above 188, 192, maybe then I'd be looking at dragging it up. And then see if this thing breaks really properly, makes it back above all those important artifacts. 4 hour 200 period moving average, miles away at 248. So you get big moves, I'd expect big retracements. So I'd follow it tightly with a stop loss. That's my update on PLBY. Thank you so very much, Mr. and Ms. Anonymous. If you'd like something similar, I'd happily have a look at it. Just let me know. Not obligated to donate, but if you do, damn site makes it more likely to happen. And you can use the links in the description. Thanks so very much, Mr. and Ms. Anonymous. We also had another one from Minner as I was leaving. Very popular. The VIX. Whoa, wait a minute. Get out of town. Don't want that. This'll do. What am I talking about? I do want that. Right, so 4 hour time frame. Yeah, we'll start here. You've got bullish divergence. You've fallen out of this channel. This channel is typically where you turn around. You can see that on as far back as the 3-day time frame here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is what we're looking for. Yeah, sorry. A little bit confused as I interrupt myself here. I want to make this point on VIX about where we've been and where we're going. If you look at its previous touches below these horizontal levels, so say you lose 14, you lose this channel, and you come down to previous lows, then that would be speaking to, apart from this occasion, this previous to now, when we tested 12 and bounced to the top side after a long period in these lows. That was very bad for SPY, as you can see, VIX on the top, SPY on the bottom. But previous to that, anytime you've ever seen VIX these lows in at around 8 or close to those levels, SPY's been in for a big chunk up. You know, it's a sort of move up that catches a lot of people off guard. So very possible that it could move that direction. Hey Jamie, do you use a VIX hedge? Sometimes, yes, Foundation. That's what I was talking about, how you can use VIX as a hedge to your SPY trades, and sometimes they'll both work out in your favor. It always depends on the delta that you're looking at, and you can't necessarily use it as a hedge, but you could use it as a counter trade. So this is what my point I would be making on a macro level about VIX, is that when you see it in around those levels, 12, 14, 12, 8, huge moves, and a lot of people caught off guard in the stock market. So that's what you're thinking. And if we were to drop back down, then probably just look at VIX again on tiny itsy bitsy tiny whiny time frames down to 15 minutes. Put the indicators on, don't have any. Go over to this guy. Oh no, we've got everything everywhere. What about this one? This is everything everywhere too. Start here, but we'll go to just VIX. Ugh. So it's robbed me of my drawings, but we've got the indicators. As you can see, these are where you would find these lows on the RSI price action, then oscillating to the top side. We have done so and reached above this downward sloping resistance. If we take out this trend lines, tiny time frames, we're reaching this level now. And the question is, are we going to break to the top side on VIX? And what implications does that have on SPY and everything else? Well, you hold the center line in RSI, might give you some indication what's going on, but tiny time frames, got continuation divergence here. You know, you could easily draw another parallel line to this resistance and find yourself in a channel, and then you really are looking left. So like the smaller time frames do give you ambiguity as to direction, and then as soon as you start making anything 1 hour small as it is meaningful, as I like to say, you're already also there below horizontal resistance. 4 hour looking left, it's cavernous price action, and it's cavernous nothing on price action. And then you have to go up to the daily, and you see that you've already exceeded one of these important nodes, and so the next cluster found in around 1480, that breaks in around 1410. They could be the next stop if VIX is pushing lower and SPY continues that slow grind to the top side. So that's what we're looking at for VIX. Thanks very much for those 2 donations that came in on Friday from Mr. and Mrs. Anonymous and Minner for VIX and for PLBY. I'll see, we've got people in the chat box. Who have we got here? Dashi, thanks so much for being here, Dashi. You're brilliant. Thanks. Tennessee Texan, great to see you. Wiki Wilkes, how you doing, sir? Got your message. Hat is on the way. If you want to check out, and we've got some new things launching for the 2-year celebration for Tradespotting live streams. So you'll be able to check out those new products. It's the most stylish mouse mat available in the history of the world. That's there, along with other special goodies. You'll have to check them out for yourself. Unreasonable.shop. Lucky like number 8, you reckon? KT, Jake D, Colin, Tubes. Great to see you. Who else have we got? Foundation. Homer's Ghost. Good to see you, Homer. Slacking on those moderator role recently, Homer. Because he's working on something special. Don't you know it? He's like that, Mr. Homer. He's like that. Tradespotting, AHT. Is that what you're looking for? AHT, Any Hats. Any Hats. Yeah, that's that Any Hats company. And who else? We've got another request in there from Colin. Where was it? Cheers, everyone. That's not a request. I think I saw it somewhere. Where was it, Colin? PRST. PRST. Brief look. It's not. That's the pro shares. PRST. Why is my... Thank you. Hey presto. Okay, so this thing's... What? A bit of a joke. Technology service package software. Technology service package software. Brilliant. So it did nothing. What was it? It's back. Who knows? What was that? So it did nothing, and then $10, 120. That's nightmare. So it lost 90%. All it did was nothing until it lost 90%. Got a gap there down at 222. That would be speaking to losing a third again. Losing a third on price action there. This formation looks brutal. I wouldn't like that to trade that in any way at all. So that's a quick look at that, and it's horrid. AHT. Another 5.88%. Well done, Rocky. Check out Rocky Outcrop on YouTube. Brilliant. Nice to see it. We've got a chart here. Which one is it? Is it this guy? Should have some drawings on AHT. Would this be it? Oops, I'm all over the shop here this evening. It's actually for like 45, 20 to 2 in the morning. AHT, made a video earlier trying to get this new thing going to make it the show as useful as possible and capitalize on my strengths. And I think that the news is a little bit silly. It's useless nowadays. And I know what the news is before it happens. So I thought I could do like my news, Tradespotting news for traders. And then we can talk about all sorts of things. And so you let me know if you want me to add anything to it. I did the video earlier today. It's there live on the channel. You can see it anytime you like. But I'm going to try and do them every day ahead of market open to give people like a heads up to what's coming on price action, and then talk about probability of either side and where the important zones would be, and then speak about market news so that everybody's aware of any event that might interrupt those probabilities or encourage either side. So that's the idea. And then I talk about just a broad selection of the markets. But if you'd like me to add in crypto, let me know. But I'd like to make it more like actual what the news should be. You know, things that actually affect your life, whether you know them or not, about how many, you know, cows are being bought and sold at any given time. And like what the weather's like that affects the fundamental food crops that go into, you know, the price of your shopping in 2-3 months' time. These sort of things. So like that's the actual news. You know, I don't give a shit about the biased, like the class side of things in Britain or the left and right side of things in America. Like I really don't actually care. And it's not because I'm trying to appeal to both sides of the YouTube audience or that. Not at all. It's just I actually don't care, right? It's more about what makes me money or doesn't make money. So I'm not really interested in like the political side of things too much. Also, like news is just crap, innit? So, and if I do, I'm sure I do have the odd bias, but I think people care about making money, right? That's the important part of the news. So, as for Hospitality Trust, right, that's what we want to look at. We've got drawings. Yes, we do. Down in a 30-minute time frame. Oh, nice. Suits you, sir. Managed to break above this important resistance level. Tested it a lot of times there. Give it the 4 hour. See if it's significant breaks. Oh, yes. All today. So good. Right, so this is a previous wick. We exceeded that. You got another subsequent positive candle on the top side. If you push into the bullish control zone, fantastic. If you don't, a little bit of a warning sign. If you consolidate around these levels, don't manage to break down now. Resistance was 336. If you've managed to hold 345, that'd be brilliant. 236 to break was 336. Gone beyond that, target may now be 393. If you're looking at this as a double bottom or a rounded bottom, you've got a potential target. If we take this guy to the breakout, this is an inverted head and shoulders, this guy. So you've hit the first trade target, you've made that now. Look, move this guy, come on, out here. Yeah, so that's your inverted head and shoulders. If you're looking at this as a rounded bottom, you're probably looking at something similar, and as such, these resistance levels, the prior low, which was support, now being resistance in at around $4, that might be a target. It's 360 at the minute, so that's another, what's that, 15-20% or something. You do the maths, right? I'll make the money, you do the maths. That should be a good job. And you know, advertise now. Anyone who wants to do the maths, you got it. You got the job, buddy. Banana. Got the job, Banana. Where's Banana Yagon, as it happens? Well, this would have been good timing, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. This is Banana Ass. Even shows up on camera nowadays. Used to be invisible. Right, so that's good for you, Banana. Yeah, you reach real banana soon. Right, so yeah, right. So what is this? This is back in the game. Right, so AHT. It's this brilliant opportunity, right? See if they start getting a dividend as well. It's gonna go boom. Right, so that's the 4-hour. What's the daily time frame? There's your 4-hour 200 period moving average. That's a bit far away. 50% retrace. That's also a bit far away. Look at the 393 is the target for now, and horizontal in at around 372. That'll obviously be something to approach immediately in advance of everything happening there. 1 hour time frame. Does it look important? Yeah, it is important there. So still stairs to climb. 373, $4 and change, 410. Break back up above that prior low on the resistance now perhaps previously was support, then you'll be targeting a 50% retracement in at 445. So those are the three targets to look to for now, and if it goes completely crazy, you'll be looking back up above $5. Oh my goodness gracious me. You could nearly add that to the Millionaire Maker series, couldn't ya? You certainly could. Huge moves today on NERV. Right, huge moves, made it through this target, 4.50. Not bad, right? Considering 10th of April there, it was down at 158. Brilliant call, Sputter. Here's another good move. No. Right, so Kahoot. Ford earnings this week. You had that test of support. You're at your 200 period moving average. That was interesting. Also wanted to look to what's going on with CHWY. Is it going to break to the top side? You got your bullish divergence, you got your center line retest there, and you got your 50 simple period moving average. You've got your prior level of what was support now looking like potential resistance at 34. That's a 10% move on this guy. That's interesting. Looking at that myself, if you see SPY move to the top side, I might be taking that. Not in it yet, but might be. And then Bitcoin hold 28 after that breakdown, reaching this upward sloping diagonal that we talked about on the 4-hour time frame. If you've tested this with enough momentum afterwards that takes you back above a 200 period moving average, that'd be very, very bullish, and you'd be looking at this thing without anything really worrying about ahead of 30,850. Subsequently, if you break that, you'd be targeting 33 and change, which would be amazing. But this is a critical point, critical week all round. Is risk on or off? Well, if Bitcoin's your gauge, then you're at a low ebb. If volatility high or low, if VIX is the index you look to, then you'd say volatility is low. Everything looks cool. But if you're looking at SPY, you can tell you're at resistance, and the potential volatility could change a lot, much more easily than it could have done in the past because of the relative nature of price action. Tradespotting, I am not in it, but one of your tickers, DSGN, did over 9% today. DSGN at the 200 held that support. That was good. These lines worked out well. Held that support, went through resistance, 200 period moving average. You break up, then you've got 750, another 50 cents. That manages to break. You've got 1076. Lower tested the gap, break to the upside, 1336. A lot of potential there. A lot of potential, but if you're not already in it, a lot more dangerous than some moves. So yeah, that wasn't bad. A couple of good things there. A couple of good moves recently across the board. Dashi, a token thank you just for the incredible fact that you are here, Doomslayer for life. You are one of us, Dashi, there. That's $25 from Dashi. Thanks so very much. Really appreciated. Thank you, Dashi. What a great start to the week. It's great when you're here live, and that's really appreciated. Very generous of you. Thanks so very, very much, Dashi. Right. What else did we see? There you are, Suntime Monkey. How you doing? I know you looked at it on Friday for me. Thank you. And it's OTC. But EN2Z made a big move today. What did I say? EN2C. Is that what you... Why am I saying weird things? ENZC. Oh, these guys. This is this guy. Did I look at this? Where's the drawings? Where's the drawings if I looked at this? Ah, there is a drawing. A 236. Oh, we're aiming up at not 0.108. Is that what? That's oh my goodness gracious me. 50 simple went through the 200 there on the daily. That's good. 4 hour, already done it. 1, 2, 3. We're at that 0.5. Oh, that is a huge move. 21% it closed and it went. Oh, goodness gracious me. What's your 30 minutes there? Here, that's for. It has made moves like this before, and at the time it had very similar signature to, say, for example, what you see here. That's very similar, right? Some people would tell you it's more like that, and I wouldn't argue with them. The question is it one or the other? You've got another example here, and you have had 2 touches, but can you say it's the same? And what this led to was price action coming back down again, both occasions. If it's the first, great, you've got another chunk. If it is the second, you're coming back down. All of this has been in an uptrend on 30 minutes. What about the 4 hour? You're in the bullish control zone now. You're overbought, obviously, but so what, right? Especially if the trend's breaking. Big fan of that. Daily time frame. Yeah, I mean, that's the target, that 236 probably. If you break, looking left, 0.830, 0.0830, then you'll be looking at 0.1, and then 0.1079, probably 0.108, right? Because it loves the 8s, this thing. Yum, 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 yum. Right, so it's like those cookies, and then it always bounces out of its mouth. If it manages to get it, I mean, you're totally crazy, and it's gone crazy before. But it's biotech, so I don't trust it at all. But there you go. I mean, you did fantastic. Well done, Suntan Monkey. What else is up? Yo, the ball heading. Great to see you. Yeah, so this is the point I'm making. I did that video earlier, and I hope that it appeals to a lot of people, and not just people who watch regularly, but certainly yourselves. So I think you'd be best people to give me feedback on things you do and don't like. You can be brutally honest and cynical or positive or whatever, but do let me know in the comments underneath. Just say oh, Bitcoin yes, or oh, agriculture stuff, or more about weather stuff, or whatever it is that you think that you would like to see more of on your actual news, what you think constitutes news. And I don't mean hyper local lifestyle shit. I mean news. Okay, so let me know. Great. And I want to thank Anias Dashi C so very much for the donation, and Minner for Friday, and Mr. and Mrs. Anonymous Katir for the PLBY request. Thanks so very much. You guys support the show and the members and the people on Patreon. Thanks so very much. See you tomorrow for more of the same. Let me know about that video. Hit the like button.